Bennie Master's lecture The Theory of Cosmic Information and the Mystery of Life. Dear friends, hello everyone. Today, I'd like to talk about a topic that is both ancient and cutting edge, the theory of cosmic information. This isn't just a scientific concept, it's a worldview that integrates physics, chemistry, mathematics, and even the wisdom of Buddhism. It reveals the profound connection between matter, energy, and information, telling us that the universe is not only material but also informational. Each of us is not merely a physical body but a carrier of information. 1. From energy conservation to cosmic holography. Let's start with science. You've all heard of the law of energy conservation, right? Matter doesn't vanish, energy doesn't disappear, it just transforms. This is a cornerstone of physics. In the past, we thought the universe was a stage for matter and energy. Matter could turn into energy, and energy could condense into matter. But as science progressed, we realized this was only half the story. There's a key player we overlooked: information. What is information? Information is both matter and energy. It's not something separate. It's the core of how the universe operates. Take the human body, for example. Have you ever wondered why we don't need to plug ourselves in to recharge every day? Where does this electricity come from? The truth is, our bodies are power plants. You've experienced static electricity, haven't you? When you take off a nylon shirt in dry weather, it crackles with sparks. When you comb your hair and it stands up, that's friction generating electricity too. And our heart, it's not just a pump, it's a generator. As blood flows, it creates friction, and friction produces electricity. That's bioelectricity. Now think about active people. Why do those who work hard or exercise regularly have better health, fewer illnesses, and longer lives? Because their electricity is always full. On the flip side, if you don't move, your bioelectricity production drops, and your body weakens. What does this tell us? Life itself is a dynamic balance of energy and information. Two waves, particles, and the superposition of information. Let's dive deeper. The universe isn't just matter and energy, it's full of waves. What are waves? Waves are energy, matter, and carriers of information. When we speak, sound waves carry our thoughts outward. And then there's brainwaves. Did you know that every thought, even multiple thoughts in a single second, sends out brainwaves like day? These waves don't exist in isolation. They encounter external conditions and start to superimpose. When this superposition reaches a certain point, they're no longer waves, they become particles. For instance, if I think about food, that thought is a wave carrying information. When that wave meets the actual food, it creates something new, a third entity. This third entity undergoes complex, even super-complex superposition, and then it collapses. Collapses into what? An indestructible seed, a solid carrier of information. What is this seed? In Buddhism, it's called a karmic seed, stored in our eighth consciousness. This information, infused with energy, endures through countless eons without perishing. When the right conditions arise, it bears fruit. Isn't this the cycle of life? When you reincarnate, you carry this bundle of indestructible information into your parents' fertilized egg, and it begins to arrange your destiny for this lifetime. 3. From information to DNA, the code of life. How does this information get arranged? It operates automatically. You don't need to worry about it. Once it's set, it starts dividing, collapsing from an informational state into a material one. DNA. Scientists say DNA is a double helix, but it's really one entity, just expressed through different molecular forms. This DNA is like a blueprint for life, recording how tall you'll grow, how much you'll weigh, how educated you'll be, what illnesses you might have, and even how much wealth you might accumulate. But it's not 100% fixed. Why? Because external conditions play a role. For example, your DNA might say you'll be 1 meter tall, but with good conditions growing up, you could reach 1.5 meters. With bad conditions, you might only hit 50 centimeters. Or take cancer. Your DNA might carry that potential, but if your environment doesn't support its growth, it may never manifest. If the environment is full of negative factors, though, it could not only appear but worsen dramatically. What does this tell us? Life is a dance between information and environment. The internal seed is the foundation. External conditions are the catalyst. 4. The convergence of Buddhism and science. You might be wondering, what does this have to do with Buddhism? Actually, Buddhism has been saying this all along, it just uses ancient language. Today we talk about waves, particles, molecules, and electrons. In ancient Buddhism, they spoke of causes and conditions, karmic seeds, and storehouse consciousness. The terms differ, but the essence is the same. Buddhism isn't a religion. It's science, even beyond science. It tells us the universe is a holographic field of information, and every thought, word, and action weaves our destiny. So why doesn't Buddhism focus on manufacturing? It's not that it doesn't, it's just that it aims for something higher. Imagine if you could manifest anything you wanted at will. Why bother with basic production? Carrying a wish-fulfilling jewel and begging for scraps would be absurd. 5. Conclusion. Awakening and transformation. In closing, I want to say this. The theory of cosmic information shows us that we're not just physical beings, we're embodiments of information. Every thought is a seed, every action shapes our future. Science and Buddhism converge on this truth. What we can do is influence it with our actions. External conditions matter, but inner awakening is key. When you understand the flow of information, you hold the key to changing your fate. Thank you all. I hope today's talk has inspired you. Let's live with greater clarity and freedom in this universe of information and energy.